You could just be walking around smelling like the Mexican tuna boat.
Can you imagine if I was like, let me just check. Oh, like if my armpits smelled like fish?
And really, it should smell like chicken noodle soup.
You know, Scott, I went to my family reunion. And two things came out of it that I wanted to talk about. One of them was the update to the secret wedding.
Oh, yes.
So since then, and just to catch you up if you didn't listen to the last podcast, but my brother, he is quote unquote engaged. And what they're doing is they are having their friends come over for an engagement party.
Yeah.
But it's actually going to turn into their actual wedding. And all of a sudden, over the past week, we get pictures of their engagement. And, right? Thank you. Your confusion is exactly what I had too. Because all of a sudden, in our family text message, there's pictures of the ring and she's crying. So separately, because I did not want to offend my brother's fiance, I said, congratulations, but is this a fake engagement or what? And he was like, no, it's all part of the ruse. It's part of the plan. So everyone on our social, all of our friends think that we're engaged because we really are engaged.
Yeah.
And so I said, but she had tears. He goes, well, she knew it was happening, but she didn't know when. So she was surprised. And then I said, were those tears real or fake? Or was that part of the ruse? And I was telling this to my dad, and my dad said, I was thinking the same thing. I said, I just ask all the questions that you guys all want to know.
Yeah.
And my brother said, no, those were real. She was genuinely surprised. Now, the update, though, is we're at our family reunion. And of course, everyone is asking about my brother's engagement. Now, my brother wasn't there because his flight got canceled it was like the air quality and all these other weather related things like thunderstorms and things like that.
Yeah.
So my brother ended up not coming to the reunion. And so, of course, the family was all, oh my gosh, Marky's engaged. This is so great. My mom doesn't know how to lie. I want to be like, Gail, get your story straight. I'm listening
Let's practice this.
Right. We should have because I am watching her bumble and fumble through the entire thing. So
did you swoop in and just be like, oh, well, let me give you the details.
No,
let it happen.
I'm going to tell you why. So first it was my Aunt Charmaine was like, oh my gosh, Marky's engaged. This is so exciting. And my mom's like, yeah, it is. All right, cool. Play it cool, Gail.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they're like, oh my gosh. So what did they say? What did they think? And my mom's like, I don't know. What, Gail, really?
You didn't ask any of these questions.
Oh my gosh. And then they're like, so you don't know how it was done? I haven't talked to him. Lie. Say yes, they're engaged. You talk to them. They're happy. Everything's fine. No. And so my Aunt Charmaine's like, you didn't talk to him? No, I haven't talked to him yet.
Yeah, it's been busy.
Oh my God.
We've been planning the reunion.
Yeah. It's just like, what?
Even I can lie for your mother, and I wasn't even there. I just came up with a complete lie for your mom.
So I couldn't interject because wouldn't it be weird if I talked to my brother, but she didn't?
Yes, a little bit.
So that's why I'm just sitting there washing the dishes like, are you kidding me right now?
Well, hold on a minute. Where was this family reunion?
It was at my Aunt Charmaine and my Uncle Keith's house.
And you're washing dishes? Have you never heard of paper plates for that many people?
Oh, I right. But so here's, first of all, they're fancy. Secondly, this was like, I was washing a lot of like the platters and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But did we have paper plates?
I'm thinking a family reunion, that's red Solo cups and that's Dixie.
I don't know if we had paper plates or not. Isn't that weird?
Would you just shovel food in your hand and be like,
No.
I'll be over here?
I'm thinking like a real plate. We use like a real plates.
How many people were at this?
Like 75.
Who had 75 plates?
Because it was my family, because every function is huge.
Yeah.
Because it was all my aunts and uncles that I grew up with, but it was also my grandfather's illegitimate children that we found out about later in life.
Yes.
And their families. So it's getting even bigger. It's insane.
Time to go to IKEA and get another box of plates.
Yeah, no joke. So that's the first thing.
Yes.
Then the second thing. Now, this is kind of visual, but Scott, I want you to describe this as best as you possibly can. So my grandfather...
Let me give it to you. Baby's arm holding an apple.
My grandfather had a daughter so she's technically my Aunt Jackie, but I didn't I didn't grow up with her because she was an illegitimate child. And they started listening to our podcast.
You know, illegitimate sounds so bad. Could you just say they were from the other side of the family that we didn't know about?
They were from,
it's like you're still trying to hold that little bit higher on the totem pole.
No, I enjoy her. I love her. She was so great. I got a chance to like actually talk to her
But she's
more.
still illegitimate.
Well, I mean, how do you want okay, so she's from the other bunch?
Yes, the other bunch. We'll go with the other bunch.
Okay. So Jackie.
What's next? The unloved ones?
Oh
I'm kidding. I don't even know these people.
So they started listening to our podcast.
Oh, God.
Right.
I really do say I'm sorry then.
And that's what as soon as she told me, I was like, oh my God, because it gets spicy.
Yeah.
So they had a great.
I think I just finished the listening to the podcast with that whole statement.
They had a great question that I'm going to give to you.
Okay.
That they asked me, and I said, this is perfect for the podcast. If you were to ever be taxidermied, so we're gonna, Scott, you die, and so you say you're always gonna die in the chair.
Oh, well, I'm sitting in it. You want to see it? Here it is. This is the chair I'm dying in right here.
Your legacy is going to live on.
Yes.
So.
Well, they say you poop when you die. So there'll be a legacy in this chair for years to come.
That's so disgusting. The question is, Scott, you die. And
Yeah.
I'll answer this too, and anybody else. You die, and we're going to stuff you because we want to preserve you.
Yeah, prop me up in the corner.
When you're taxidermied, what pose do you want to be in? Now you have to describe
With that
it.
one eye crossing down, no less. That whole look.
Okay, now describe
I look like something you would see on a billboard for a 1980s used car place. Come to Uncle Al's.
Okay, so Scott is, if you're not watching this on YouTube.
Oh, which you have to now.
So Scott has his, you actually have like the alley mouth where it's like wide open.
I don't know what that is. Actually, that would be us. They would stuff both of us, prop both of us in the corner, and at the count of three, this is how we would look if you're watching on YouTube. 1, 2, 3.
So I said, my answer was, it was, this was something that George Costanza did.
Why are you backing up? I'm desperately afraid of what's about to happen.
Because I have to give you my pose, and you have to describe it as best as you possibly can, okay? So this was a pose that George Costanza did for a Seinfeld promo thing.
Okay.
George was in his boxers, no shirt.
Boy.
Yep. And I don't know if this is going to show
By
up
the way,
very
that
well.
was our chair. Yeah. Our studio chairs are louder than you can imagine. That was not the studio bell ringing.
It's kind of like the pigeon pose. So I'll have the one leg. I'm wearing a skirt, so I have to be careful about this.
Yes.
So
for the love of God.
I have the one leg that's like bent in front of me, and the other leg is out like that.
That's
and then
funny.
I'm like this.
Yeah.
So
you're literally you're one leg and one leg behind you.
Yeah, and I'm propped up, and I'm just smiling.
Yeah.
So that way, whenever you take
and you cannot hold that pose long while you're alive. So maybe when you're dead, you got a shot at it. You know, they can put like a rod on the other leg to hold that leg up down by the ankle area.
Great idea.
Thank
when
you.
you take me on tour,
Yes.
see, we'll have to get a truck or a U-Haul or something when we go on tour.
Yeah, dead, mind you.
Yes.
Mind you, dead.
Yes.
We do not tour live. At least we've never been asked to. But dead, boy, they're booking those shows left and right.
Yeah.
Well, that's better than the pose I thought. I was waiting for something like this called the gynecologist.
I'm not. That would not be. That's not the pose that I want.
You don't want that pose?
No.
All right.
I want, when we're touring,
Yes.
or you can bring me to a family reunion. Oh, we lost Allie.
Hey,
and
you won't be using one of the 75 plates.
We only need 74 now.
Yeah, that's right. One broke. We're okay.
And then you bring me to the reunion, and you have to kind of lay me out on the couch, though.
Show me in the camera. And again, another reason you got to watch on YouTube or Spotify, but I'll describe to anyone that's just listening. Show me the hand position. Are the hands spread out like the leg that's kicked out behind you and the knee that's up? Like, how are your legs or your arms?
The arms are actually like in front of me because it's like propping up my body.
So
why?
Well, maybe we could get a rod for your arm that could be by the wrist, and you could have your hand out, and people could just come by and like slap you a high five as they pass by you. Just there you go.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah.
I might have to change that.
Now, one does ask the question when they taxidermy a human being, and I don't know that that's ever happened, but then again, maybe it has. Well, the skin's going to continue to decay. Do they coat you in some sort of a lacquer?
Well, sure. Who cares about
shellac you?
Who cares about the particulars? But
well, I do. I'd like to not look like a leper dead. You know,
okay.
The skin's just degrading away.
A little gray.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, I would think they'd spray paint you with something, but I mean, do they put a coating of, Minwax on you or something to keep it from, just falling away?
And we have to put makeup on you because you do have like right now you're a little tan, little red. You've been in the sun a lot lately.
A lot, yes.
So I feel like we need to have that redness on you.
Listen. Right now, this is the most physically comfortable I've been with my body in years. I'm down at least 20 pounds. I'm actually starting to feel like I'm never going to have actual abs, but, I'm starting to feel like, between, if you go below the ribs, that area, and I'll just stand up and show you.
Are you going to take your shirt off?
Like right here, you can actually feel where they'd fall. So I'm like that. And I actually have color because I've been taking the kids to the pool daily, even though we're sunscreening and all that stuff. Like, I like this. This is the best I've felt in a long time.
We could spray tan you.
I would hope you would. And then shellac me at the same time.
Yes.
Same sprayer. It can do both. It's like an undercoating for a car. Just,
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
How that kind of got started too. We were talking about, taxiderming people, but also pets. And Zach, my significant other, his cousin is a taxidermist. And he has gotten requests for pets, and he won't do it.
You have to, wait, he's a taxidermist, but not for pets or for pets?
Not. He will not do it. He does deer, bear, things you hunt.
Oh.
That's what
He won't do just somebody's dog?
No, that's freaking creepy.
Well, no, some people like to have...
That's how it started. They have a friend. Let's call her Cookie. They have a friend.
Of all random names to pull. Cookie.
Yeah, Cookie. Cookie has had a dog.
No, that is the name of a taxidermist female, yes.
No.
Oh.
They had a friend named Cookie, we'll call her. Cookie had a poodle who we'll call Moo Moo.
Okay.
So the Cookie had Moo Moo stuffed, and she has Moo Moo on the edge of the bed.
There are on the edge of the bed?
Yeah, like she has a spare bedroom, and Moo Moo sits there.
Oh, that would creep me out.
I know. That's what.
Put it on the mantle. Put it somewhere.
But not
on the edge of the bed.
No. First of all, no. Once Junior goes, that's it.
Are you going to have him cremated, or are you going to put him whole in the box in the ground?
Here's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to cremate him.
Launch him into space with me.
I think I'm going to put him in the freezer. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, better yet.
No, I think I'm going to cremate him.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to have his ashes put in like a piece of jewelry or something.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I think so.
Or you could just,
By the way, Junior's not dead. I just want to...
No, he's somehow still alive. Maybe what you do is you plant him. In other words, put his ashes and then a tree on top of him.
That's how I want to go.
Well, but it's kind of perfect when you think about it, because dogs love peeing on trees, and he'll always be around something that he's loved.
That's true. And he can be in a tree, and then when I go, I can be in the same tree.
Or you could be in the tree next to him.
I kind of like this. Oh,
okay.
What?
I mean, now what are we going to do when you go? Because, I mean, the likelihood is...
You just said put me in the tree next to him.
Well, yes, that would work. But you said the same tree, and I'm thinking to myself, what are we going to do? Dig up this birch and then put you in along with him and hope the tree stays alive?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you don't want to...
Or do I get a giant funnel, knock it into the ground, and then just pour your ashes down?
Ding, ding, ding.
Okay. I can do that.
I love that, because I do want to be cremated. And it's mainly for your sake, Scott, because I want to save you money.
Oh, the cremation?
Yes.
Yeah, because you got to figure, first of all, launching me into space so that I can be brought back by a advanced race in a few hundred years and, bring back the joy of the Scott and Alley show. Well, I guess
from
at that
space.
time, the Scott Show. But you know what? I mean, who knows? Maybe there'll be another Payne family member generations down that's like your doppelganger, and I'll just grab them and go, come on, you're with me.
Second best.
But you know, well, it's better than the unloved ones.
Now I feel so bad.
But at any rate, well, where was I going? So it's got to be cheaper, the cremation, because either I'm going to space or I'm being taxidermied.
Yeah, because remember, what was the penis shaped shuttle? What was it called?
Isn't that the Bezos one, or is that the?
I can't remember, but that was really that was really expensive.
Yeah.
Hopefully, by the time we get there, the cost
gotten
of
cheaper.
Yes, yes. Because I mean, to be honest with you, you haven't saved any money up.
And why do you think I'm going to die in the exact chair that I am?
You better also tell your kids too. Eventually, I mean, they're young, so let's not have this conversation now. But you better tell them, hey, you better start saving up.
Because Daddy needs retirement.
And you need to launch me into space.
Yes.
Oh my
exactly.
gosh. Okay, we will be right back. Stay right there, because when we come back, Scott has.
I have a couple questions for you.
Okay.
Which we'll have a little fun with. Just some things that could be interesting conversation starters that you could use, and I'm curious to see how you're going to use them. And then we're going to play a game called Is It a Real Disease or Not a Real Disease?
Okay, cool. That's next.
You're the next contestant on The Price is Right. Katy Perry, come on down. Mark Wahlberg, come on down. J.K. Rowling, come on down. Check out Shyla modeling this new Power Wheels Jeep Wrangler. Maximum 5 miles an hour, working doors, working light, and soundbar included. Time for everybody's favorite, Plinko. The winner gets a year's supply of treats. Remember to have your pets spayed and neutered right here at the Chemung County SPCA, where they make it so easy. Apply now and see a schedule of their clinics at ChemungSPCA.org. You can adopt, schedule a time for a loved one to get vaccinated, and even donate while you're there at ChemungSPCA.org.
I never thought this day would come. My sciatic nerve feels so much better. For weeks and weeks and weeks, I couldn't find relief anywhere. I was willing to try anything. That's when I started to visit Horseheads Acupuncture. And I have to be honest about something. It does take a few sessions, because first you get on this like wonderful table that's so warm and has all this like these energies coming out of it. I don't know what the table is called. Then you do the acupuncture, which I didn't feel a thing. And also, this isn't just for sciatic. If you have migraines, depression, anxiety, there's lots of different things that you can use acupuncture for. But then after the acupuncture is done, for me personally, I got this deep tissue massage, which is amazing, like the best massage I think I've ever had. And then you can do cupping, breathing exercises. It's like the package deal of getting you healthy. What you can do if you're interested in acupuncture, give it a try. And like I said, give it more than one try. Text the word acu to 71231, and you'll get a percentage off by giving Horseheads Acupuncture a try. It's right in Hanover Square, and oh my gosh, do I feel so much better. I can't believe that between the stretching, the massaging, the acupuncture, I don't wake up super stiff anymore. It's like I'm a new person. I love it. So text ACU, ACU, to 71231 to try Horseheads Acupuncture today.
All right, welcome back to the Not For Air podcast. I'm Allie, that's Scott, and that joke's been used about 1 billion times in 18 years together.
Oh, and it never gets old.
No, not at all, never. All right, what do you want to do first? Is it a real disease, or do you want to do my questions first?
I want to do, is it a real disease?
Okay, very good. Now, I'm going to tell you, I have to put on a pair of glasses that you're going to make fun of me on. And by the way, I want to have a conversation about your glasses first.
Sure.
Okay, so, well, first of all, I'll put mine on. So my normal glasses, they're under warranty. So you see the part of the glasses where, it goes around your ear.
Yep.
My normal ones are made of rubber, and the poker had broken through. The poker had broken through. Sorry if you're watching on camera. It was a weird motion. I'm like, I can't do this. It keeps hitting behind my ear. And they're like, well, we'll get you a new frame. So we'll see how these hold up.
It's exactly how I feel when the wire pops through my bra.
Yes.
It's stabbing me in the side and the front.
So I had to whip out the 1990s Harry Potters. So go ahead.
They're adorable.
Thanks. But I do want to talk about something really quick before we get into, is it a real disease or is it a fake one?
What?
So on the show, I had asked you, I said, wait a minute, because I know when you wear different glasses, like if you wear the same pair for multiple days in a row, then it kind of falls off my radar. But when you switch up the glasses, because normally in our studio, I only see Allie from about the head up.
Yep.
She only sees me from the waist down. So it really works
That's how
well
I prefer
for both
it.
of us.
Yeah.
But in your case, I knew immediately today, those are different glasses from the dark frame ones.
Yep.
What's going on?
Oh, I couldn't find my other ones this morning.
You are 83.
Yeah.
Okay. And that ties perfect to what I'm saying. We went from a horrible look, and I'm not sure it's totally gone yet. We went from the horrible look of the super young millennial Gen Zs wearing glasses, super dark frame that were way too big for their face, looking like they were wearing clown glasses. And I hate them. I hate them, hate them, hate them.
Mine.
But it's a total distraction to your beauty. And that's why I hate them, because it's like all I'm doing is seeing these ridiculous glasses this big. Then we're moving to this. I had lunch with another colleague yesterday.
Yep.
And was wearing the same style. What's with the old lady glasses? Why are old lady glasses becoming a thing?
It's so funny because this actually came up in my family reunion too, because there was a mug of my cousins when they were young.
Yeah.
And my cousin, when he was a young boy, had these big gold wire rimmed glasses, like similar to what I'm wearing.
In the 80s.
Yes, similar to what I'm wearing, but they were much more circular. Yes. And circular at the
More
bottom.
like mine.
But they were like big. They
Yeah.
were really big and circular. And we were kind of making fun of them. But I said, those glasses are so popular right now. It's just like,
It's a horrible look.
Things come back around. That's all.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying, usually I like your glasses choices, but there is a trend of old lady looking, I'm going to call them grandma glasses.
I like my grandma glasses.
Yes, but grandma glasses are now a trend. And we've gone from these enormous dark frame things that just strip away looking at you, and all I can do is focus on your glasses, and I don't want to now grandma glasses. Is this the new trend?
Yeah, I would say so. And along with grandma sweaters, grandma core really is it's comfort.
This coming from the woman that we share an Amazon account, and I was going to bring this up on the show days ago. I got the notification your leopard print whatever has shipped.
Well, okay, that's something different though. That is my leopard print caftan because I'm hosting the Mrs. Roper Bar Crawl.
Yes.
And I bought a caftan when I was in Cincinnati last weekend, and I love it. But then I really, going back to glasses, I have these pink tinted glasses I want to wear. So
Perfect.
I wanted to find a pink caftan. And that's what I found. And it was leopard. It was made for me. So thank you. I'm glad that my caftan shipped.
Leopard is your color. I'll give it that. And I love it. You can pull it off. All right.
It's my favorite color is what I say.
Probably only going to have time for one of the two things I had. So you said you wanted to do, is it a real illness or a made up illness?
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Tell us if it's a real illness or a made up illness. The first one is auto-brewery syndrome.
Okay, this is real. Okay. I remember a story that we did on the show about this where the acids from the guy's stomach fermented and turned into beer.
That's kind of true. It is an auto-brewery syndrome is a rare medical condition where the body produces alcohol in the gut, leading to drunkenness without drinking alcohol.
Look at that.
I'm going to use that
Ding.
next time I have a stumble there with the old, and I sound a little like, am I speaking the language? Persistent sexual arousal syndrome. Is that real or fake?
I say real because now there's all these sex rehabs too. One of the first ones that I remember.
I plan on booking myself in one.
Do you remember what was the guy that Sandra Bullock was married to? Jesse James?
Yes.
Remember when he cheated on her and he was like, oh, I have a sex addiction.
Yeah.
And he went to sex rehab. That was the first time I heard about it.
I'll tell you how I found out it was real.
How?
100 years ago on the show Cheers, I want to say it was either Lilith or Frasier. One of them, I thought, maybe it was one of the other. No, it was Sam from Cheers. Sam, Ted Danson.
Okay.
I thought he checked in, or I swear I'll have to go back and look now. There was an episode where, because he slept with a ton of women, and I swear maybe that was, what it was. He went into a sex rehab or something. Maybe I'm wrong.
That's his excuse for being a hoe.
I guess. But anyway, persistent sexual arousal syndrome is a condition characterized by spontaneous and unwanted genital arousal, often leading to distress and discomfort or being a 15-year-old boy.
Well, and have you ever been in public transportation? Well, no, maybe this has happened to you, but I'm going to guess it hasn't. And some guy rubs their dick on you.
No, I can honestly say that has not happened.
That is the real thing, Scott.
You've had that happen.
Yes, and all of a sudden you're like,
oh my gosh.
Yes, because they like get
scumbags like that give guys like us a bad name. I'll just let you look at my boner.
I'm just gonna whip it out like Louis C.K.
No, I wouldn't even do that. I'll be like, I got tight jeans on. Cornhole-itis, is that fake or real?
Fake.
All right. How about
I'm really good at this game.
foreign accent syndrome?
Yes, and Madonna has it.
Yes, she does. And so does Lindsay Lohan. Yes.
Is it really real?
It is foreign accent syndrome, a rare neurological condition in which a person suddenly and involuntarily starts speaking with a foreign accent that is perceived not their own. Madonna.
Do you know who else has been doing this too lately?
Who?
Britney Spears.
Yes, she has.
All of a sudden, her Instagram, I'm like, you're from Louisiana, but you sound like you're British.
Yeah, exactly. Seeing eye syndrome.
I'm going to say yes.
No, that's a fake illness.
Okay.
But now that we've said it, somebody will have it.
Okay.
Fish odor syndrome.
Absolutely 100% real.
All right.
And you need to go get your coochie checked. That's all I have to say about that.
Gave you the old Mexican tuna boat.
Wait, hold on. On that, so one of my girlfriends, she's married to an OBGYN. And so at
the old Obgyn.
Yes. And so I asked him, I might have told this story before. So she was my college roommate. And I said to her husband, Dan, I said, isn't it weird when you are looking at puss all day?
The way we can say it off air.
And then you come home and then you have Lizzie's and he's like, no, it's not. And he said, most women, unfortunately, go to the Obgyn when it's a dire situation.
Oh,
so
okay.
he said that his wife's is like a diamond.
Oh, you polished up and all.
Yeah, exactly. I have another girlfriend that worked for an Obgyn, and she one time said that somebody came in when it was green and oozing.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, that's awful.
I
That
know.
is all right. Well, let me explain to you
you're
what.
like, get off this.
Let me explain to you what fish odor syndrome is. It is a genetic disorder that causes a strong fishy odor to emit from the body due to the inability to break down certain amino acids.
Oh, so it's not just the crotch.
It's not. No, it's not. You could just be walking around smelling like the Mexican tuna boat.
Can you imagine if I was like, let me just check. Oh, like if my armpits smelled like fish?
And really, it should smell like chicken noodle soup. By the way, for those that don't know, the Mexican tuna boat joke is something that Allie and I talked about on the show. It was the story of the guy that was lost at sea for how many?
3 months.
3 months. And you had read a line, and you read it so stone cold, like you were delivering a news report. You're like, and he was rescued by a Mexican tuna boat. And I'm like, stop. Did they pull that out of Urban Dictionary? Like, gave him the old Mexican tuna boat? And, you just know.
And we looked it up. It's not in Urban Dictionary, but a friend of ours said, well, we need to submit it. So Mexican tuna boat is when you eat Taco Bell the night before. And all of a sudden, you get aroused, and it smells like you're living moss.
Okay.
What would be your definition?
I don't know that I could come up with anything better than that, except being in an act and, lifting your head up and be like, oh, Taco Bell last night, huh? Yeah. Hard-headedness disease.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, well, it's
I'm
fake,
dating
but
him.
I believe
I'm
in it. Sleeping Beauty syndrome.
Yes, that is a real thing.
You got it.
I don't remember how that came up in the show, but that's come up in the show too.
A neurological disorder causing excessive sleep where people can sleep for days, not just, like narcolepsy where you're just out, days, weeks or even months at a time. Wow.
Sometimes I wish that I would like get into like some sickness so then I can sleep for days.
For days.
Yeah.
Alien head syndrome.
Yes.
It's actually a fake disease, but you and I both have seen that baby.
That's right. My brother was one of them. Yeah, they had to use the forceps on him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. Imposter syndrome.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It is a psychological pattern in which an individual doubles their own accomplishments and has a persistent fear of being exposed as a fraud.
Isn't that what Rachel Dolezal had? She was the woman who, she worked for the NAACP and she was impostoring, like she was a black person, but she was
right.
born white. Yeah.
Wow, you're right. You're right. She's white. You know what? On that note, I think we're good to go. You ready?
Yes. Next week we'll have to do the questions.
Oh yeah, you'll love them. They're great conversation starters.
Okay. See you guys next week.